Gentlemen, next time coming to the stage, please show some love to Anthony Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, stop it. I ain't tell a joke yet. Shh. Wow, it's a lot of you here. All right, so before I start telling jokes, if you couldn't tell, I'm a college kid. I go to school, and the best part about going to school is that you have to make surveys for people now. And I made one for you guys. If you guys could just participate, if everyone could just like raise their hand when I ask the question, that'd be great. All right, so the first question is, in the current state in which parents are leaning more towards books instead of instincts to raise their children, has anyone here ever had like their dad disappear for 6 years? Then have him reappear, but in the form of like a wave on Facebook Messenger. Like, hi son, how's it going? I'm like, I'm almost done with college. I think, oh man, oh, this is great. I think cops have too many rules. I feel like cops have too many rules. It's like, because they're not allowed to like work on cases in which like family members have like been wronged. I think that's wrong. I feel like cops should only be allowed to work on cases that they have like a personal conflict in. Because I feel like we'd solve a lot of bike thefts that way. What? You guys thought I was talking about murders? No, bike thefts. I have my priorities in order. This country solves 2% of bike theft mysteries. I feel like we can eradicate this problem as a whole. If I'm able to call my cousin from Brooklyn to come over here and rough up some punk kids, because in all honesty, I'm too scared to. If you couldn't tell about last joke, I feel like my life is spiraling horribly out of control. If you can tell it's spiraling out of control. I watched a Monday Night Football game from 2006 yesterday. Like the full 2 hours, 34 minutes, not the highlights. By the way, it was a season opener. It didn't matter. Last thing, no, not last thing. I had this sex friend for a bit. I like to say the word sex friend because I think fuck buddy is a little bit too abrasive. It's like, fuck you, or I'm gonna fuck you, I guess. That's weird. And like buddy is what you'd use for like two kids on like a little league baseball team, or like a man and his dog, or like dad's new roommate, Frank. Yeah, so I had this sex friend, and one time we were out behind some high school at night, because we're not animals. And so we were out there, and then like we saw the floodlights of a cop car show up. And so my first thought was, all right, I'm dead. I know this works. I've read the paper. I know this works. So you see the floodlight, but I did what no one else should do in this scenario, is like I opened the door, like while sitting down, and like stuck like both my hands outside the car, and like slowly dragged my body outside the car, and I put both my hands behind my back. And so the cop walks over to me. I can't see him because these lights are real bright. And he just walks over to me, he goes, "Nigga, what the fuck you doing?" Get it? He was black, he was never gonna shoot me. If you didn't get it, you got it now. I like to smoke a lot of pot. I like to smoke a lot of pot with my girlfriend. She's awesome. And when I smoke pot, I like to think about weird stuff that happens. Like I was reading this article that like strip clubs were invented in the 1940s. So I was thinking like, I wonder was the first guy to walk into a strip club. What did he do? Was he like? Five's too much. all right, I'll give you $1. Best part of that joke for me was that originally that joke used to be about inflation because it's still $1. If I want to leave here with one thing, I'll leave you with this. I'm starting a new movement. I'm trying to get a Facebook page for it together. It's called Fives for Strippers. Pay them what they're worth. Fives. All right, that's my time. My name's Anthony Brown. Thank you very much.